Check, check, 1, 2, check, check, 1, 2. Check.
Good morning. My name is Reverend Dr. Dale Olansky, and I'm one of the spiritual leaders here at Spiritual Center of the Desert. And it is my honor and my privilege to stand before you today to facilitate what I know is going to be a very heartfelt, meaningful celebration of life. Before we get started, I just want to bring us together in consciousness. So if you're comfortable closing your eyes, go ahead and close them. If not, you can keep them open. And so as we just gather together today to honor Bruce, just knowing in our hearts and souls that this is our time to recognize a beautiful life lived, a person who has left his imprint on all of our hearts as we celebrate and just know what he meant to each person maybe a little bit differently, but as we come together as one, I'm so grateful to know that we honor him in the highest way possible. And so we just give ourselves some space to be with whatever emotions arise for us, knowing that when we love deeply and feel deeply, when loss happens, we hurt. And so I know that there's a comfort here in this room, friends and family gathered together. There's a comfort here that we can lean into that provides us with peace of mind, knowing that we are walking through this and getting to the other side with a greater love in our hearts to move forward through life. And so I invite you all just to take a deep breath of air in with me. And as we exhale, we just say thank you. Thank you, Bruce. And thank you for bringing us together here today. All right, you can open your eyes now as we begin our time together. And so we're gathered here together to celebrate the life of Bruce William Moynagh, who was born on July 12th, 1961, and made his transition on March 12th, 2025. We talk about that dash between our birth and our passing, the dash where life is lived, the dash where we meet people, where we have our experiences, where we move through life and we find love and joy in connection. And so today we celebrate that dash that Bruce lived on this plane of existence. I know that Bruce was an accomplished person, but he didn't need to broadcast it or be egotistical. He was a humble man. And I know we're going to see a lot of that in the shares today and in the different things that are going to be showing up as Bruce. I know that Bruce was a generous spirit. How beautiful is that? I think that generosity is a gift that not all have, but I know Bruce was generous. Rick said he was almost generous to a fault. I see no fault in expansive generosity that's unlimited. So when we come to a celebration of life, sometimes it brings up a lot of questions in our hearts and minds about life and what happens afterwards. And at our center, we teach a thing called Science of Mind, which is a very open, at the top kind of a philosophy, a spiritual philosophy. And our founder, Ernest Holmes, had a lot to say about the spirit, about the eternality of the soul. And so I'd like to share with you some words of wisdom that will definitely soften your heart through this life and loss. When we came into this life, we were met by loving friends who cared for us until we were able to care for ourselves. Judging the future by the past, we can believe that when we enter the larger life, there will be loving hands to greet us and loving friends to care for us. And I say, and loving animals, because a lot of us have a lot of animals on the other side who will be greeting us. And they will meet us until we become accustomed to our new surroundings. Nature provides for herself there, as well as here. We confidently expect to meet friends who are on the other side and to know and be known. We cannot believe otherwise. We should not look forward to a hereafter without activity, but to a place where our work will be done in greater harmony with the divine law. Because of greater understanding, a place where there was nothing to do would be eternal boredom. With this understanding of eternity, should we not be able to view our passing in a different light? The experience loses its sting, the grave its victory, when we realize the eternity of our own being. Nature will not let us stay in any one place too long. She will let us stay just long enough to gather the experience necessary to the unfolding, and advancement of the soul. This is a wise provision. For should we stay here too long, we would become too set, too rigid, too inflexible. Nature demands the change in order that we may advance. When the change comes, we should welcome it with a smile on the lips and a song in the heart. I believe in the continuation of the personal life beyond the grave, in the continuity of the individual stream of consciousness with a full recollection of itself and the ability to know and to make itself known. So we shall view eternity from the higher standpoint, as a continuity of time, forever and ever expanding, until time as we now experience it shall be no more. Realizing this, we shall see in everyone a budding genius, a becoming God, an unfolding soul, an eternal destiny. Time heals all wounds, adjusts conditions, explains fact, and time alone satisfies the expanding soul, reconciling the visible with the invisible. We are born of eternal day, and the spiritual sun shall never set up on the glory of the soul, for it is the coming forth of God into self-expression. Cahill Gibran wrote, "Mourn me not with apparel of black, but dress in color and rejoice with me. Talk not of my departure with sighs in your hearts. Close your eyes, and you will see me with you forevermore." At this time, I would like to invite Rick up to give the eulogy.
Hello, everyone. I'm just so thrilled to see you all here, and I'm sure Bruce is too. He's with us today, and I'm positive of that. And I also just wanted to say one of Bruce's things was Christmas, and he collected these beautiful ornaments, and I wanted to share them with you. So after the service, please help yourself to an ornament to take with you as a reminder of Bruce in the holiday season. Anyway, these are my words for my husband. He was my north, my south, my east and west, my working week and Sunday rest. My noon, my midnight, my talk, my song. I thought that love would last forever. I was wrong. Those lines from W.H. Auden's beautiful poem about grief and loss for funeral blues illuminate the place in which I stand, the place I want to linger, but know I must go on. I agree with those 4 lines, except the last one. Love does last forever. It lives on in my heart, in 1,000 memories, both profound and mundane, in shopping lists and quick 1, 2, 3 kisses before sleep that meant I love you, in a million touches, a million words, the whole sum of our experiences together as a bonded pair. Love does last forever, but now the notion is cold comfort. Those memories, those shared dreams, his very spirit stays with me, but cold comfort. Memories, spirit, and remembered love can't quite replace what I'm missing. His touch, his laugh, his whispers in the dark, even his admonitions. I'd give anything to have it all back. The good times, sure, but also the ones where we were angry with each other, caring for him in illness. The little heartbreaks we shared, like losing our beloved dog, Lily. What I'd give to have just a few more moments with Bruce. In coming up against the enormous pressure of writing this tribute, one word kept coming up over and over to describe my husband. Your beloved friend or family member. And that word was generous. Bruce had such a generous heart. His greatest joy in love and in life wasn't in acquiring things, nor was it in any kind of satisfaction of his own needs, but in giving, 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 in the pursuit of making others happy. He was generous to a fault. My birthdays and our holidays together were defined by his over-the-top gift-giving. Liberace once said, "Too much of a good thing is wonderful." And I think my Bruce lived by those words. Those of you who knew him knew him best, knew him well, knew he rarely forgot to commemorate a special date with flowers, with a shower of gifts. And even though sometimes I admonished him, saying it was simply too much, I couldn't do it full-heartedly because I knew how much joy it brought him, making the people and animals he loved happy, delighting them with a surprise, was the happiness that was central to him. He never expected a thing in return. His reward was always in the giving, not the taking. As I had the chance to give back to him during his nightmarish final battle, I did so knowing that it was always my honor and my privilege to care for him during this most challenging chapter. Sad as it was, I was glad that I was the lucky one who got to walk with him during his final steps along this bumpy road we call life. I don't think you want to hear me do this, but excuse me. Anyway, I hope I eased his pain and suffering. I hope I made him comfortable. And most of all, I hope he knew how much he was cared for, how much he was loved, and how terrifying the prospect of a world without him in it was for me and for all of us who loved him. I said in a Facebook post to look for him in the stars. Do that. Every dark night when you look up toward the heavens, you'll see him crouched, watching us all, knowing the indelible mark he left on our hearts. And he will be glad he gave the gift of his smart, warm, amazing, and witty life. And I will forever live in gratitude for having his love and caring with me for more than 2 decades. And I know that for all of you, you share in that same gratitude. I close with a few words from a Randy Newman song I discovered only a couple of days after Bruce passed. Where is my wandering boy tonight? Where is my wandering boy? If you see him, tell him everything's all right. Push him toward the light. Where is my wandering boy? Thank you. And now we'll have Bruce's dear, dear friend, Gregory Pernhagen, who is going to share some memories and a song with us.
All right. When Bruce and I first met, it was one of those rare moments in life of clear certainty. We knew in an instant that we would become friends. I think the universe smiled. It was at a rehearsal of the NYU chorale, and we were still in our teens. That blows my mind when I think back on it. Even though we were pursuing different degrees in different divisions at the school, we started hanging out. Bruce was living in a triple room at one dorm with dreary roommates, while I was in a triple at another dorm with one of my roommates from freshman year. When the three of us got together, we decided that Bruce absolutely had to live with us. End of story. And we had to convince our third roommate to swap with Bruce. Not so fast, says the housing office. They placed another student in my room, leaving Bruce hanging. A plan had to be hatched. My best friend from childhood had quit NYU to become a hairstylist. So it was decided that he would set up shop in our room on the day that the new kid was supposed to move in. We also invited everyone we knew to join us. As Sophia Petrillo would have said, picture this. 35 Fifth Avenue, Reuben Hall, room 1204, 1979. Haircuts, Grace Jones blasting on the record player, champagne flowing, people laughing and dancing, carrying on. In walks this poor, unsuspecting kid from New Jersey with his girlfriend. Deer in headlights. He turned around and never came back. On Monday morning, Bruce gets a call from the housing office and moves his things to the now notorious room, 1204. Persistence. And that was the beginning of our extraordinary friendship. A friendship that never wavered, never faltered, just kept getting richer and deeper every year. We both loved so many of the same things, the same music, the same film icons, beautiful things, whether there were art pieces, clothing, architecture, and above all, our queen, Sister Boogie Woman, Lily Tomlin. There was also philosophy, great writers, ancient Egypt, and spirituality that transcended, organized forms. One of our favorite mottos was a line from the Blondie album, Parallel Lines. Accidents never happen in a perfect world. Unlike many college friendships, wonderful friendships that nevertheless fade with time and distance, we kept it up. Bruce invited me to visit him in St. Paul, where I met his friends and his wonderful family. And I stayed at 85 Cambridge Street, home of Bruce's legendary grandma, Elsie Jensen. Grandma deserves a whole tribute of her own. We adored her and she adored us. She had already adopted me as a surrogate grandson after our first phone call when Bruce and I were rooming. She started sending me boxes of cookies. And Bruce said, "You made the cut." That visit was magical. I went back to St. Paul several times, actually, including 2 visits with Grandma after Bruce had moved to Chicago, and he wasn't even in the city. It made an impact. Bruce came back to New York as often as he could, and I visited him at almost every apartment or house that he lived in. I always admired how comfortable he was, picking up and moving when the universe made it clear that a new adventure was awaiting him. I have joked with Rick that Bruce and Bruce have more address entries in my address book than anyone I've ever known. The Chicago visits were a lot of fun, and in the summer of 2002, I was fortunate enough to sing in a Philip Glass opera at the Goodman Theater, and I was living in Chicago for 3 months. Bruce and I were so excited. It was like we would have the opportunity to hang out like in the good old days. And during that summer, it turned out to be a very auspicious summer because Bruce met the man who became the great love of his life, Rick. And I was fortunate enough to be there at the start of their story. And it was such a joy to see him find a kindred soul to be his life partner. Accidents never happen. Bruce was one of the brightest people I've ever known, sophisticated, wise, and he was oh so generous to a fault. His taste was refined, but not fussy or pretentious. It was quality that impressed him the most. He kept what he called a gracious home and spread his aesthetic amongst everyone he knew. I'm so grateful to have so many beautiful reminders of him in my home, objects that he gave me as gifts. His gift for conversation was equally refined on every level, though he was also capable of throwing out choice words when the occasion called for them. Even though I can hold an imaginary conversation with him that would be fairly accurate, I will miss our chats and our phone calls that veered from campy repartee to weighty issues, all peppered with the in-jokes and allusions and references that were part of our secret language and code. Bruce gave us the nicknames Mirth and Mayhem. I don't think we were each meant to be only one or the other. We got to switch it around. On March 12th, I had a text exchange with Rick, and it became clear that my plan to visit Bruce in early April would likely not happen. While I was going home, I decided that I wanted to sing something to Bruce over the phone. As soon as I got home, I sang through the song twice to see how well I remembered it, and I immediately texted Rick to let him know about my plan. He texted me back instantly, writing that Lori had just told him that Bruce had passed while I was singing this song. And I believe that Bruce heard me, and I know that he'll hear me now. I will cherish my bosom buddy for as long as I'm on this plane. And I hope and I know that we will meet again in another realm. There are moments in your lifetime when the world can seem insane. If you search beyond the madness, there is peace of mind to gain. Where there is no time or season, and there is no fear or strain. Take your troubles to the crossing. It's where joy outweighs the pain. Oh, the crossing, oh, the crossing. It's been known by many names. Some have found it in religion, putting faith in God each day. When your world seems lost and shattered, and your dreams have gone astray, never seek out self-destruction. There's a crossing that can help you find the way. Oh, the crossing, oh, the crossing, what a blessing it can be. When you're feeling down and lonely, there's an answer, there's a key. And for those of you who wonder what the crossing means to me, it's the love that I have when I'm singing for you. Oh, the spirit of the music sets me free.
When you're weary and feeling small, and tears are in your eyes, I'll dry them all. I'm on your side. When times get rough and friends just can't be found like a bridge over troubled waters. I will lay when you're on the street and evening falls so hard, I will comfort you. And I'll take your part when darkness comes and pain is all around like a bridge over troubled waters. I will lay me down. Sail on, silver boy. Sail on by. Your time has come to shine, and all your dreams are on their way. See how they shine. If
All the times you thought you'd never make it through. Felt just like the world just turned its back on you. Didn't stop you. All the times you could have given in and given up. Times you didn't know if you were strong enough. Still you got through. Somehow it's all part of the plan. The journey. It's the journey, it's the getting there to where you're going to. Go through hell, but still you're gonna make it through. It's the fire that they can't put out inside. It's a hell of a ride. All the times they thought that they could hold you back, but you've always known there was no chance of that. You're made too strong, and when you're going with your heart, you can go farther than you'd ever thought possible. Prove them all wrong. It's a part of a bigger plan. The journey, it's the journey. It's the getting there to where you're going to. Go through hell, but still you're gonna make it through. It's the fire that they can't put out inside. It's a hell of a ride. Every step you take is one more step along the way on the journey. It's the journey, it's the getting there to where you're going to. Go through hell, but still you're gonna make it through. It's the fire that they can't put out inside. It's a hell of a ride. It's the journey, it's the getting there to where you're going to. Go through hell, but still you're gonna make it through. It's the fire that they can't put out inside. It's a hell of a ride. It's the
So I believe we have another tribute, correct? So come on up. Who's our next? Angela? Thank you.
Good morning, and thank you for being here. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Angela, and I'm one of Uncle Bruce's many nieces. I'm deeply grateful to Uncle Rick for this opportunity to speak today and really share how much Uncle Bruce meant to us and how much love we carried for him. With me today, I'd like to recognize Uncle Bruce's father, William Moynagh, his stepmother, Mary Ann, his sister, Lori Moynagh, his sister, Kim Krenz, and my husband, Aaron Babb, who was dear enough to get us here safely today. I'd also like to recognize Uncle Bruce's mother, Faith Seng, his brothers, Steve Moynagh, sister-in-law, Rita Moynagh, brother-in-law, Randy Krenz, aunts, Jeannie Sorensen and Doreen Atchison, and countless other nieces, nephews, cousins, and friends, most of whom are watching from Minnesota today. And it's also important to recognize in our family all of those in heaven who are joining up with Uncle Bruce right now, and those who are very dear to us, Grandma and Grandpa Sorensen, Grandma and Grandpa Jensen, his uncles Wayne Sorensen and Jack Atchison, his cousin Kathy Atchison, and his stepfather Rich Sang. So today I was asked to share with you an exchange that Uncle Bruce and I had on the day that our family received the terrible news that he would start hospice. Saw Rick's update. I love you so much, and I hope you feel the love and admiration that we all have for you. I'm just so sorry that you have to endure all of this, and wanted to be sure I shared with you a few things from my heart. We love you deeply, and our entire family is grieving this news and praying for you. You had more influence than you know on my life, and I should have made sure you knew that all along. Thank you for teaching me to be adventurous, stylish, and to love everybody, no matter what and no matter the circumstance. Thank you for showing me how important it was to take care of grandmothers. Before you left for Chicago, I have vivid memories as a young girl of you at Grandma Jensen's house and how happy she always was showing you and us your room upstairs. I knew then that it was something special that you got to spend so much time with her and give her purpose. I need to do more of that with my grandmothers. Know my mom loves you so much, and this news today is hitting really hard. I always love to hear you call her Kimmy. Thank you for teaching me to send other people flowers and cards. The bouquets you have sent me at special moments of my life made an impact and made me feel loved. I need to do more of this. And thank you for showing me how to be an amazing dog parent. I still remember Haji, and that really was one of the first dogs in our family where we got to see how to truly love an animal. I was always amazed that you gave Haji boiled hamburger and rice every single night. At least that's what my mom would tell us. You've always had the best shoes and access to the best fragrances and creams. I am still using Strivectin and the Versace sample that you sent. And man, am I going to just treasure your recent visit to Minnesota. Playing lawn bags with our entire family. It's a moment that brings me joy and peace that we had that time together, and I hope it makes you smile too. Whatever you need right now, please let us know. Until then, just know you are amazing, have made a big impact, and are loved dearly by all of us. A while later, Uncle Bruce replied to me, and I'm pretty sure he's okay with me sharing with you that right now. Angela, I've had some time for your thoughts to sink in a bit, and what moves me is that while I lived mostly out of state, your words made me feel seen. Thank you. Not everyone is able to touch my heart like this. Rick always can. But it means so much to my soul. And please don't forget your Uncle Rick. He will need everyone's love and support. On behalf of our family, we celebrate Uncle Bruce, a life well lived and a heart well loved. And to Uncle Rick, we're here for you today and always. Thank you.
Rick, did Greg already do his sharing, or is there anybody else that has a tribute? Is that it? Yeah. Okay. So one of the rituals that we have in our celebrations of life is an opportunity for us to go into a meditation and connect with the loved one who's made their transition. So if you're all game and open for this experience, I think you're going to find something very meaningful from it. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath. And I'm going to invite you to close your eyes, because this is an experience that takes place inside of ourselves with Bruce. So in this present moment, grief and memories live side by side in our hearts. And in the days and months ahead, grief can move from numbness and pain, settling to a deeper place in our hearts. So it may be that the memories of that which have been with Bruce and the best in Bruce's life can shine more fully and brightly for us. And so I invite you in your mind's eye to picture that you are standing in this beautiful green field, and you look around and you notice that there's a bench, and Bruce is sitting in it. And he's right in the middle of this beautiful open field of grass. As you see Bruce, he beckons you to sit next to him on the bench. So you go over there and you hug him and you smile at each other. And he leans over after you guys sit down and hold hands. And he tells you that he has a special message for you. I ask you now to just listen to what Bruce has to say to you. Now, Bruce mentions that he has something to give to you, and this will be a sign that he is near. So you open your hand, and you accept the gift that Bruce is giving to you. And you place it against your heart, and you say, "Thank you." And now it's your time to tell Bruce what your heart wants him to know, that maybe you never had a chance to tell him. He is listening. So just open yourself up to what you want to say. When you feel complete, and maybe this is actually an ongoing conversation you may want to have with Bruce, but at this time, as you bring your thoughts to a close, you look off in the distance and you notice that there's a big hot air balloon close by. And Bruce tells you that the balloon is for him, and it's time for him to go. So you both get up off the bench and you hug each other and you say goodbye. Bruce walks over to the balloon and he gets into it, into the basket. And you send him off with love, watching the balloon rise up in the air, going higher and higher, as Bruce waves goodbye with a joyful smile on his face, because he knows he's going somewhere wonderful. And in your heart, you know that too. So you keep watching the balloon continue to rise so high that you can no longer see Bruce. And you just are left there basking in the energy of love. Because even as that balloon is disappearing, the love remains. So I invite you just to be in this experience right now and begin returning your awareness back into this room, grounding yourself, feeling present in the moment. When you feel that you're ready, just gently open your eyes and just take a moment for yourself. We've truly let Bruce go, and having completed this celebration of Bruce's glorious life, may we go forth with a measure of peace so that we may live out our own lives with renewed memory and with deepened love for one another. Because celebrations of life, they're not just about the loved one who's on to their next adventure. They're also about us. They're about us, what the person meant to us, what they've ignited and activated inside of ourselves, maybe to be a more generous, loving, and kind person. But there's something left for us to live into. And I know that Bruce has left something for all of us to live into, to be better people, to be kinder, more compassionate, to be what Bruce meant to us in our lives. So when the heart cries for what it has lost, the soul laughs for what it has found. In closing, I'd like to share this quote with you by David Harkins. You can shed tears that he's gone, or you can smile because he lived. You can close your eyes and pray he'll come back, or you can open your eyes and see all he's left. Your heart can be empty because you can't see him, or you can be full of the love you've shared. You can turn your back on tomorrow and live yesterday, or you can be happy for tomorrow because of yesterday. You can remember him and only that he's gone, or you can cherish his memory and let it live on. You can cry and close your mind, be empty and turn your back, or you can do what he'd want, smile, open your eyes, love, and go on. In our acceptance of the continuity of life and love, we walk through the valley of the shadow into the light of a glorious new day. We give thanks of having had the opportunity to walk with Bruce for a while. And so I just want to close our service with a thought or two about what's next. So I invite you just to close your eyes if that's comfortable for you or not. And just join me in this knowing, the knowing of the continuity of life. To be able to stand in the grief and the sorrow and yet have something speaking to us coming through Bruce that says, move forward because there's more life for you to live. And so I know as we leave this celebration of life today, our hearts are filled up and overflowing with all the gifts that Bruce gave to us in his energy and in his life, in his consciousness. And we take it with us. And we honor him all the time. And so I just honor all of you who have gathered here today, knowing that as we move through this experience and come out on the other side filled with love and appreciation and gratitude for what love gives to us, what life has to show us about who we are as these spiritual beings who go on and on and on and meet up with our loved ones on the other side when our time comes. I'm so very grateful just to know that in this place we've gathered today, love lives, and we carry it with us. And so with gratitude for everybody, for Rick, for the family, for your friends, everybody who's here today, bless you all, knowing that as you carry Bruce with you on your heart, that he is speaking to you, he is tapping you on the shoulder in the most unexpected moments. And when you question that and doubt it, please don't. You'll hurt his feelings. He wants you to know he is there, and say hello. And so I bless you all on your day, and I thank you for being here today. And so please join me as we say, and so it is. Amen. Thank you. I know we have some refreshments out in the breezeway. Please join us, if you will, out in the breezeway and get a Christmas ornament from Bruce. And thank you again for joining us. If you need to use a restroom, there's some located in the back of our building there through the archway there to your left. You'll notice some restrooms if you need to. I believe we have a closing song as well.
I may not be the best at anything, or have the best of anything. Sometimes I feel like I'm the least of all, but I know someone who has everything, and he is my everything, and I'm happy just to know that I'm his child. His name is Jesus. Begotten Son. Yes, he is. He's that lily, and he's a bright morning star.
best and worst dinner for your waistline.